Welcome to Straight Shot Politics. Each episode will bring you in-depth discussion with experts, community leaders, and analysts who will share their insights, experiences, and predictions. From local elections to global diplomacy, we'll provide you with the tools and perspectives you'll need to navigate today's real-world landscape.
Welcome to Straight Shot Politics, coming to you from the MEC TSC studios. I'm Lisa Chafee.
I'm Michael Nash.
And I'm Josh Cease.
And joining us once again, my favorite comedian. Or is it comedian?
You know what? It's writer, provocateur,
There you go.
Writer,
Hollywood
provocateur.
insider, author,
I
part-time guitarist.
I thought maybe like it was like that smell had lingered over from that last time I was here, but no, Mike's in studio and it smells.
Michael Loftus.
Yeah.
Smells like success.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah, that's right. You hear
Yeah,
the
there
people
you go.
outside. They know
that's
what's
why
up.
it smells so weird to me. I'm not used to the smell of success. So
That's what it is. That's what it is.
that's exactly
Hi,
what
It's
it is.
great to be here. Thanks
I'm so
for
glad
having
you're
me
here.
on the show.
You know we love having you here.
Yes.
So one of the other things, lighthearted kind of, this week, they had the Grammy Awards, which I never watch any of those award shows because it's just the same people just patting themselves on the back over and over.
Right.
So Billie Eilish, Eilish, excuse me. See,
Yeah.
I only listen to country music, so I don't know
There
who
you
these
go.
people are.
That's
But
what I don't know her. I don't know her so much. Can't even pronounce her last name.
no, I can't.
Yeah.
So she actually made this statement, and I'm paraphrasing. You're not illegal. You can't be illegal when you're on stolen land.
Yeah.
And then
one
it
is
turns
illegal.
out that her own home that's worth bazillions of dollars
Yes.
is sitting on
I can't
Native
pronounce
American property.
Yeah, it starts with a T. I've never heard of this tribe before, but now there's lawyers involved. She might actually, like, this went from, I did a video on this on my YouTube channel, the Loftus Party. So she comes out on the Grammys. There's no one is illegal on stolen land. And instantly, everything is like, this is going to be the Streisand effect, the Barbara Streisand effect, which where a celebrity
Even the nasally sound with it?
when you complain about something and then you become the center of the story. Years ago, Barbara Streisand complained about people having access to the Malibu beach, and all of a sudden everybody descended upon it, and Barbara Streisand wishes she would have kept her mouth shut.
Yeah.
That's Billie Eilish right now,
And
because
before you
now
know it, a star is born.
the tribe is involved. There's lawyers involved, and they're like, we will gladly accept the land back. She might really lose her house.
She's got a $15 million mansion sitting on tribal land. I just wish these idiot leftists in this country would realize no land is stolen. All land since the beginning of history of time has been settled and conquered.
Yeah.
Settled, conquered. Settled, conquered.
Pretty
We
much.
are on conquered land.
But you know what, though? That does explain the big mound in her backyard.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you get what I'm saying, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Listen, this idea that conquered land land is stolen is absurd, because I tell you what, she would go apoplectic if she learned about what the Aztecs and the Incas did
Exactly.
down in South America when they stole land, when they conquered land. Do these leftists really think at these protests like that? The Iroquois and the Sioux and the Blackfoot tribes and the Seminole, everyone was just sitting around singing songs. You know, they were listening to Enya music, smoking the peace pipe, passing around. And no, the Iroquois Nation was one of the most violent, bloody, most horrific Indian tribes to ever exist. Every tribe was killing and taking and conquering other people's lands. So
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, the noble savage didn't exist. But it's so out of touch for what people like Billie Eilish and all those celebrities who were getting up and lecturing the public at the Grammys were doing. They don't even know basic fundamental concepts of history.
Right.
As though nothing bad happened until white Europeans got in boats about 600 years ago. Give me a break.
Right. It's horrible. They'll say anything. It's like everybody back in 2016, 2017, where it was like a race to who could say the worst thing about Trump. And now it's ICE is in those crosshairs. So people like, oh, I'm getting an award. I better say something mean. I better say something that's going to resonate with to show I care. It's all a complete. It's perfect. Because it's a completely hollow gesture, but this time it might have real world consequences. She might lose her house.
Yeah, what amazes me is just the pure hypocrisy coming from these people who are there. I mean, they're sitting up there in their bazillion-dollar homes, eating bonbons, whatever.
That's always the way. That's always the way.
Yeah.
Like none of these. The people who pass these bills, the people who make these laws, like in California, New York, everywhere, they're not affected by it.
You know how much
It's for the little people.
$24,000 freezer like Nancy Pelosi?
Right? Yeah.
A $24,000 freezer to keep your bottles of vodka. I mean, tubs
cream.
of Jenny's ice cream. In.
Yeah. And you got to stay home. It's COVID. It's too dangerous to go outside. But I have to get my hair done, so I'm going to go in. And it's like Gavin Newsom going to the French Laundry for dinner for a party. It doesn't affect them. And that's what really gets under my skin and rubs me the wrong way when these people start literally behaving like they're royalty.
Right.
And they're above the law. And like, oh, you little peasants, don't do that. You're living on stolen land.
They have this whole moral superiority thing. And that everything that they believe is right and everything we believe is wrong, and we're the devil incarnate and we hate everybody. And for a time, we just sat back and took it.
And how did they ever get to that point? How did they ever get to that point? I mean, it's almost like they sat around.
Decades and decades of the same rhetoric. It just finally caught up.
Everybody sat around and they're all at a P. Diddy party or something like that.
I mean, it does. It is.
As they had the oil out and they rub down the oil, everything else. They're like, you know what? We should have a higher superiority complex. Put ourselves on a pedestal and act this way.
I don't think you would be that far off.
But it's the reality. It's the reality.
Used to be in Hollywood, Michael.
Yeah.
So
well, he still kind of is.
He still kind of is.
Hey.
Yeah, but you've told us stories of what you experienced sitting around the writers' table with things like that.
Oh yeah,
Do you see a shift now? Because I don't mind.
They're lost. They're lost. They're
So-
completely without a clue. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
The show Stranger Things. Now, I've never watched it, but I saw they just had the final season of it, and the final episode was getting a lot of flack. There was supposed to be this big storyline, and all it was one character admitting he's gay.
I think.
And we knew he was gay from episode 1, season 1.
yeah.
But who cares?
I mean, look at that bowl cut. I mean, he's just done.
I don't care. I just want to see the alien queen. Are you going to kill her or not?
I mean, at this point, homosexual, whether people are gay or straight, I call them the normal
Such a boring
gays.
topic.
It
I'm
is.
bored
It
talking
is.
about it.
It's we don't care anymore. Now,
I'm bored.
It's by bringing up Stranger Things. And that was universally panned. I don't know anybody who genuinely was like, ooh, that last season of Stranger Things, they really knocked it out of the park. The show's creators and the writers, they're actually trying to walk it back. And I almost want, they're not smart enough to do this, Netflix, but it's like, it's a great excuse to do another season and try to salvage it. Like Game of Thrones, that last season was so horrible. You almost wish they could come back and do a do-over. But I really don't think, and this is one of the reasons we started Studio TST, is like to build a new studio, build a place for these truly creative people because there's really good storytellers out there. There's still good writers out there. They don't have anywhere to go and create.
Right. So we have Angel Studios.
Yep,
they're really thriving.
I subscribe. I have a subscription to Angel Studios, so I get all their movies come out. And I'd love to interview Neil. I don't know, Neil Madoux, the main actor he's the guy who's kind of like in every one of those movies. If you see blonde guy,
the actor that he won't ever. He's always the bad guy because he won't kiss any women.
Yeah, right.
Because he didn't want to disrespect his wife.
Because he doesn't want to disrespect his wife. That guy, he's amazing. I'd love to get him on talk.
Yeah.
But what Mike does with the Studio TST and everything like that. Here's the thing. You know what they didn't think?
What?
They didn't think, Mike, that we were smart or funny enough to be able to produce our own content that would appeal to more than 7 people.
Yes.
They didn't realize there's a whole untapped genre out there. There's a whole untapped thing out there of people wanting to get new material that isn't the same old. Oh my gosh, did you see Jimmy Kimmel crack the 414th Trump joke just this week, this night? No. And that's what places like yours give them.
Well, that's what no one in Hollywood is thinking about. And the numbers just came out today. How much money YouTube and Google makes compared to Netflix.
Okay.
It far surpasses anything Netflix. Their profits. It's very, very difficult to compete with free. And if you've got content creators on TikTok, content creators on YouTube, they're making all this stuff and posting it for free. And so when you have the old model of like broadcast, media, ABC, NBC, CBS, that kind of stuff, I don't think that's going to make it. No. I mean, I think in our lifetime, we will see it go away. Mm-hmm. I did a show a million years ago with Byron Allen, Comics Unleashed. And you just did it because, it'll be on in the middle of the night in the middle of nowhere. But my God, it's on CBS now. It follows The Late Show with like Stephen Colbert. Freaking Byron Allen's Comics. I'm like, oh my God, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel now. So they're getting squeezed to death and they're putting out horrible product like Stranger Things. So if they're not careful, people will stop going to the movies. When's the last time you went to the movie theater and all that stuff?
I take my kids. My kids want to see, I think it was like Zootopia 2, and then my son wanted to see the new Predator movie because I showed him the Predator series. It's always my kids. Dad, can we go? It's not Josh on a random Friday or Saturday night going, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to spend $24 on one seat for myself and then $64.95 on a bottle of water and a large popcorn.
Right.
Yes. Yes,
I'm not doing it.
It's really horrible, and that's where streaming comes into. And so with Studio TST, and everybody, thank you for downloading the app. It was a real battle to get us onto the App Store and get us in all of that stuff. It has been a slog, but it's wonderful because there's concerts, there's stand-up, there's independent films, there's documentaries, there's sketch comedy. That show tonight, we're doing another huge event in New York at the end of March, and we're just chugging along, and it's going to be everything. It's a smorgasbord. I love the guys over at Angel Studios. They're making great content. It's for a very specific audience. If we want to grow as a like-minded group of people, it's like, okay, we have a certain set of values, a moral code that we all have. We need a place, and it's like Fox Nation. They do wonderful stuff as well. It's mostly documentaries, and it's like a niche. And I want to build a much, much bigger, like 20th Century Fox or Netflix, but just without that woke agenda. And it's not happening overnight, but it's happening, and we're adding new movies this week. It's fantastic.
So what you're telling me is you want to tap into the audience that will not be watching Bad Bunny wearing a dress saying bleep ice at the Super Bowl on Sunday.
But he won't be saying it in English.
But you'll have to understand Spanish to understand his protest.
I cannot wait to see the numbers. I cannot wait. And they're going to lie, and they're going to say they don't know, and we can't disclose them.
It was the most historically, culturally significant halftime in the history of the world ever.
I hope that Turning Point USA has the best IT team in the business, because everyone's going to be I'm going to go watch Kid Rock and the Turning Point show.
Me too.
Yep.
That's going to be awesome. And I just hope their servers don't crash.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be billions.
But it's so funny that, and I'm not trying to hijack, and I apologize, Lisa, but
you're fine, you're fine.
I want to hit while the iron's hot while this makes sense. So this week, I don't know if you saw, but they're in a cover your ass mode at the NFL. On Monday, Roger Goodell has to come out and give a press. Go ahead, read about some. I don't know if you heard about this, but the commissioner of the NFL, Roger Goodell, had to come out and address the Bad Bunny thing and defend it on behalf of the NFL. Lisa, you want to fill in the details?
Yeah, so the NFL they're sticking by Bad Bunny because it is. This is what Grok is saying. I love Grok. Grok's, the NFL has chosen Bad Bunny, a Puerto Rican superstar, for the Super Bowl because of the importance of cultural representation.
Representation.
So even though they've had a lot of backlash, the NFL they've dug their heels in because it's a global reach and they want to expand their international audience. AKA, it's all about the Benjamins.
And that kind of paraphrases right what Roger Goodell said, and he defended it, saying that he's a cultural phenomenon, and he basically hinted, well, listen, we have a built-in core audience. They're going to watch whatever we give them anyway, so we wanted to expand. I promise you, your built-in Joe Six-Pack pounding 12, blazing hot wings from B-Dubs is not the Bad Bunny in a dress as a woman singing in Spanish about how bad America is and screw ICE.
Bad Bunny is the woke pill. The Super Bowl, that event, is the cheeseburger.
Correct.
You get billions of people to watch American football, and then, bloop, there's your agenda. You mean to tell me that out of globally, I can understand the NFL, they're like, we want a global audience. And you're telling me Bad Bunny is the way to go? Was Shakira already booked? Or is the problem is Shakira's straight?
The funny thing is that they even asked Roger Goodell about a petition. They said, this is the 60th Super Bowl. This is San Francisco. This is Metallica's hometown. You play 12 Metallica songs every show. Have you ever considered going back to rock? Like if people had said, Metallica and with special guest appearance by Axl Rose is going to show up at the halftime, I'm watching that halftime show.
Yeah, come on, that's great. But is that the global audience? And it is there, dude. There is an agenda, and to act like there's not. Every conspiracy theory you've ever thought of, especially right now, we're finding out they're all true. They're all true.
They're all true.
So you can take your, it's Bad Bunny, he just happens to be, blah, blah, blah. No, there's an agenda. I think it's anti-American, it's anti-traditional values, and then to make it worse, they decided, because, people are upset with Bad Bunny, they added Green Day to the opening of the show. And Green Day, who aggressively despises MAGA and anything Trump-related.
Their most popular album is called American Idiot, where they mock American culture and America's founding and American values. Meanwhile, you stupid, spoiled little bastards got to become multi-millionaires selling your crummy punk albums where? In the same country you despise. It is unreal how the people who make more money off of America, Hollywood types, musicians, athletes, the people who have made more money than you and I will ever even fathom in our lifetimes, are the first ones to just lift up their leg and take a big old wet juicy dumper right on America.
Yeah. Or what about the ones who say, if you are MAGA, don't buy my music?
I love it. I love it.
I'm not now.
I love it.
And how much of that is...
Listen to them.
Exactly.
Listen to them. And this is the thing that the realization that I came to years ago, working in Hollywood, working for big studios. I saw the handwriting on the wall. Okay, so if this is happening now, here's how it's going to play out. We have to start our own thing. And that's what I love about when they were debanking people. My buddy John Rich is like, I'm going to get together with some friends of mine and we'll start our own bank. And that's a wonderful thing. So, yes, let's start our own record labels. Let's start our own movie studios and streaming services. We are the entrepreneurs. We are the small business people. We are the people who keep this country running. And when they do, when they lift up their leg and they take a big wet dump over our hopes and dreams and the things, we just want to relax. I just want to watch the Super Bowl and have a good time and watch Budweiser kiss my ass. I tell you what, Budweiser learned real quick.
Yeah.
I
So
have to
think it's going to be the most patriotic commercial known to man.
You pull the Clydesdales back into that project right there. You know what I mean?
No, have you seen it? They leaked it.
Oh, really?
It is the most over-the-top
Let me tell you about
Team America.
It is the most you honest to God, Trey Parker or Matt Stone could have written that ad. I'm serious. No, but it is. They learn so hard. They've gone almost cringe in the pro-American direction to the point where it's like, this is so phony. You don't believe any of this BS.
It's like your ex-girlfriend who just gets dumped by the new guy, but she comes back to you. No, I really love you the whole time. The whole time I thought about you. It was you the whole time.
So, you watch Landman?
I watch Billy Bob. I watch scenes from Landman. I watch Billy Bob Thornton delivering monologues that are just like, did they write this for YouTube? It's so awesome. Those scenes. You want to know about digging oil? You ever half the time you're going to lose money takes this. Oh, it's great. It looks fantastic.
Love it. It's a fantastic show, and Taylor Sheridan, Yellowstone creator, he's just a genius, right? So. Well,
genius is a hard.
Okay,
genius
he's
is
a good writer.
He's brilliant.
Yeah,
let's say that.
Okay, he's bloody brilliant. Yeah, and easy on the eyes.
Parsing down the semantics.
As a writer, I have to.
Yes.
No, it's true. I get it.
No, here's a guy, Taylor Sheridan, who was an actor. I forget for what show.
He makes appearances in Yellowstone.
Of course he does.
You know,
because he looks around the landscape and he's like, wait a minute, no one's making entertainment for the country. And like, oh, okay, I'm going to make this show called Yellowstone, and it's going, and all of a sudden, boom, a huge hit.
Oh,
huge hit.
And I mean, prequels and sequels, but in particular, and I'm bringing up Landman because it's kind of, we're talking about people who were kind of taking things back, right? Yeah. A little bit.
Culturally,
yeah. We're pushing back. So a couple weeks ago in an episode of Landman, the daughter, who the character is just, she's beautiful, cheerleader, kind of a dingbat, but very self-aware, very in tune, very in your face. She'll call it like she sees it. So she goes to college for a week for cheerleader camp, and she walks into the room, and it's a non-binary person is her roommate, and away this person, I use they them pronouns. This is my safe space. No music allowed. She started laying everything that it wanted.
Typical leftist.
Yeah, typical leftist. And instead of pushing, she asked her Ainsley asked her some questions, and it was met with resistance. So she just got her stuff, went and talked to the counselor, and the counselor's like, we're not moving you. You got to work it out. And her response to the counselor was, but she didn't ask how I feel. And that just
sounds like a good
because
scene.
the left doesn't give a damn how you feel. It's all about their feelings.
Exactly. And this was all over social media. People were slamming Taylor Sheridan for going this route.
It sounds like a great scene.
It was phenomenal. I just looked at Mike and I watched it. I'm like, that was wow. That was because it's true. It's me. It used to be, we complained about people always saying I, and that's where they're at. It's all about me, and how I feel. Well, where's your empathy for the other person?
Yes.
They talk about empathy. That's their weapon now. Empathy. That's what they're doing in schools. They're teaching kids to think with their feelings instead of their brains.
I've heard a great term.
That recipe is the recipe that they've been using since the 60s.
Yeah.
I've heard I heard this great term that I did not coin on my own. I do not forget who it was, but I will say this: it was not mine, so I'm not taking credit for it. But I think it fits astoundingly well in so many situations. What you're seeing, especially with the left, and it started in Europe with the embracing of all these third world savage types. And I'll say savage, people go, oh, that's... No. When you are from a culturally, compared to Paris or, the middle of nowhere Zimbabwe... Okay, that is culturally savage compared to a modern, sophisticated 21st century city. Yeah. We're just being honest. We're using honest language. But you import all these third world types, and then now they're doing it here. And you see, and I don't know what it is, and we touched a little bit on this, I think, on our last podcast, but these white leftist women.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Of all the political forces in the world right now, they have developed, and this is the term I was talking about, they have developed a serious case of suicidal empathy. Suicidal empathy because they don't realize that all the empathy they're giving, it's like being it's sorry about that. It's like being the inviting the vampire in.
Yeah.
Once the vampire gets in, he ain't leaving.
Exactly.
And if you try to get the vampire out, good luck on that. Well, and then what will end up happening? Inevitably, your neck will become a midnight snack.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I look at the way these leftist women are behaving. It's like this suicidal empathy of inviting the vampire in. And oh, he's so beautiful. He's got a good heart. He can change. I'll teach him how to live in the light, in the daylight. No, you won't.
Well, I read an article a while back written by a black woman, who did the Peace Corps thing. And she went to Senegal. And she was explaining how things are there. People walking down the street, if they have to take a dump, they'll just squat right there and do it in public. Nobody comes along and picks it up. So it gets dried out. You're walking around. You're in feces. It is their culture to steal.
Yes.
If they want something, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
It's all about protecting their family, their lifestyle. And the worst thing that we can do is to think that by bringing them here to the United States, while our intentions, yes, are good, we cannot expect them to change their culture. They still come here. They're stealing from us. And she was talking about how she was in New York City and she saw a woman wearing, I guess it's the burqa, and she just stopped, dumped, kept on walking in New York City.
Wow.
You know, try that in New York City and 40 years ago. You would have got... Mike, you've lived in New York City. You know how hard that city was and used to be pre-9/11. For God's sake, what would have happened if a woman in a Islamic burqa dropped trowel in 1989 in New York City and took a dump right there in Times Square?
There was a period I was living in New York. I was out there for like 6 months doing this huge comedy festival for Bass Ale. And I had been to New York. I had an audition for MTV back in the day, and I went. And that's remember when The Simpsons did that, the Chuds that come out at night, the cannibalistic humanoid underground. So there was New York before Giuliani. That was just an absolute, like, zombies are going to come out. You're going to get knifed. Doesn't matter what neighborhood you're in. It's bad. Then I went back for Rudy Giuliani. This is before 9/11, and it was like a 1950s musical. They just didn't tolerate crime. They just didn't tolerate. If you were doing graffiti, the police you got in trouble. You got arrested. It was glorious. It was just a magical time. And it doesn't take too long to really ruin something good. It doesn't. I mean, Rudy, it seems like he was the mayor of New York a couple days ago. And boy, it's gone to straight up like Zoran the Moron Mamdani. You know, garbage piling up on the streets, snow not getting cleared, just crime going crazy. It doesn't take long.
You talk about the suicidal empathy and the vampire. Well, what about these idiots that say, okay, so if someone breaks in your house, don't shoot them. Just let them take what they want. Your stuff isn't that important.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you over there. My ears ringing over my 357.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, okay, so if someone breaks into my house, I don't know what their intention is. For all I know, they could be coming in to kill me or rape me or, something else horrible. It's my home, and I have no sympathy for what that person's desires are.
I'm waiting, Mike and Mike, which not to steal that. Don't sue us, please don't sue us. No, but what do you think? Do you think there's going to be a time that's come? It's like, listen, we know Jose Jaratiques is from a different culture, so when he breaks into your house, don't fight him when he's raping you. Just lay back and you don't have to like it, but just...
You mean like Canada?
Yeah, be culturally
like
sensitive.
Like the UK?
Yeah.
When is that coming here? Because I'm telling you right now, as a husband and a father of 2 young daughters, if that mentality gets going here, people are going to...
It's right outside the door.
It is.
It's right outside the door. And this is like, I have a podcast, the Loftus Party podcast, and I was talking about this 2 weeks ago. And it's one of the reasons of the many reasons I really miss Charlie Kirk, is the thing that we have to do right now is to stay on offense. stay on offense. I don't like, it seems like we're in, our country's in neutral. It's like, oh, we got Trump in there, and isn't J.D. Vance great, and Marco Rubio's doing awesome. We need to go a lot farther. Because, yeah, someone will, like, it didn't, that was kind of the cautionary tale I was trying to sneak in there with Rudy Giuliani and how fast New York went away. We could lose, it's no BS, man. This whole system could go under really fast. They're still doing the DEI stuff. They're still doing the woke stuff. We were talking about Netflix and Stranger Things. They know for a fact people don't like it. They know for a fact that the audience doesn't want to see it, and they don't like these, political freaking hit jobs in your favorite TV show. They just keep doing it. This is a religious movement. That's the only thing that really explains it. You keep shooting yourself in the foot if you're doing something with a religious fervor. And these women with the suicidal empathy and the way they're doing that, it fills a void. They lack a purpose in life, and this, like, oh, look how much I care. I'm gonna go try to stop an Escalade by stepping in front of it. It's just like, it's the dumbest crap ever.
Yeah.
But it's filling a void, and we have to we got to get rid of a lot of judges. We gotta make sure that you have to show an ID to vote. We have to put up some solid numbers.
Which, by the way, the suck-ass rhinos in Congress who they sold us out. We were this close to getting that passed in the House of Representatives yesterday to get the voter ID Act in when they worked out that final deal to keep the government open. What was the one thing they kicked out so that they could get, 2 Democrats to vote yes for it or whatever? They kicked out voter ID, national voter ID.
Which is wild, because if you look at the polls on voter ID, and it is a unifying message.
Blacks, Hispanics, liberals,
Democrats, everybody.
There was something on your website.
The Loftus Party?
The LoftusParty.com?
Yes, exactly.
It's a great website.
That described that exactly.
Yeah, I believe the numbers were 76% of blacks approve of voter ID.
No, that's because they have internalized racism. They just have it. They're secretly Uncle Toms inside. Don't you understand that, Lisa?
I have to laugh.
They hate themselves.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen.
Oh, there we go, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Is that it? No.
That's it.
It's a unifying issue, everybody in the country. So then it leads you back to this. So it's taxation without representation. How can something be so universally popular across everyone in America and you can't get that done? Okay, now I'm really questioning your motives. And I'm questioning your moral code and everything else. And like, look at with Doge.
Yeah.
All of their findings, and boy howdy, they keep spending the money. And you're like, okay, so are you taxing me at these levels to keep me in my place? Because that's how it feels. Yeah. Just be happy. Just be happy. I'm leaving you with anything, and that's when people start going and cleaning muskets.
I'm a firm believer that the system is rigged altogether to protect the rich and powerful. Plain and simple.
Yes.
100%.
And I am on a mission to change that.
Yes, as am I.
Back to I love it.
Everybody who 6 years ago laughed at people like me who were trying to tell people about this thing called Pizzagate. And nobody wanted to listen about Pizzagate. And I would say things like, we're run by a bunch of satanic child sexual predator, pedophiles. Shut up, put your tinfoil. You read some of the stuff that comes out of the Epstein files and some of the nasty, horrific, demonic's the only other word I could come up with it. Some of the stuff that's coming out. Well, now all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, so you accepted that. And we keep going and going and going that eventually every time someone tells you this new conspiracy, oh, you're an idiot, dude. What are you doing? This isn't real. How many times do they have to come back and go, sorry, you were right. Sorry, you're right. Conspiracy theorists should be like a badge, like you get from NASA or something. You completed a high training mission because
side quest.
You were called a conspiracy theorist, and you were just ahead of the curve.
I can remember years ago in the very early days of my podcast talking about the Lolita Express and this mysterious island. So I've been thinking about this and pretty much nothing else for the past few days, and I think it's really important just to welcome the people who are just now finding out. Because it's almost like this, you know, the stages of grief. When you first hear about this, when I first heard about, there's an island in the Caribbean, the Lolita Express, and they came out with the flight logs. And that's when I first started talking about it. Like, Bill Clinton is on these flight logs. Why is he going to this weird island? Nobody even knew the name Epstein. Okay. So this is just like voter ID is a unifying message.
Yeah.
Everyone loves their family. Everyone loves their kids. And just like there's a huge part of me that just wants to scream with like righteous anger. I tried to tell you, wake up, you dumb sons of... But we have to be really like, to people who haven't heard, you're about to learn some really horrifying stuff. And I want to welcome you.
Yes.
And we got to figure out how we're going to keep it from ever happening again.
It's like the first time you introduce somebody to the movie Eyes Wide Shut. Hello, sorry, I don't mean to red pill you, but I'm about ready to red pill you about this rabbit hole you're going down.
Yes.
And it's even nastier than you can possibly imagine.
Well, we got
that's the recut.
A bit of it with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Some of it came out, but now that he's been sentenced, nobody's talking about
Nobody
it anymore.
remembers him anymore.
And who was the prosecuting attorney in the P. Diddy case? That was James Comey's daughter.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Who kind of might have muffed that one on purpose.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Right?
It would not surprise me.
Such a choice
crazy.
of term.
When
too,
you start connecting these dots and seeing all of this weirdness, and the same judges' names keep popping up, and the same prosecuting attorneys, and it's like, what is going on? Yeah, we could do a whole show just on that.
All these
Good, yeah.
secret societies and
No, that's a whole episode unto its own, isn't it?
But it is. It really is. Because even Benjamin Franklin was part of a secret sex society, back in his day. So.
Well, Ben Franklin, he was using his powers for good, taking the moon baths with the French ladies, wearing his raccoon cap.
He got the French to send help. Anytime you get the French to go to war,
help the French. Ben Franklin goes over. I'm going to get naked with some of these ladies. You go grab your checkbook, okay?
No wonder why he discovered electricity, right?
yes,
That dude was such a boss. He invented the lightning rod and gave it away. He could have patented that, but he probably got plenty of money.
They tried to pass a lie and say that key was tied to his kite. It wasn't tied to his kite. Let's just be honest.
It was,
Yeah.
There we go.
But,
Don't try this at home, children.
yeah, Loftus, when we were off air earlier,
Yeah.
and you brought up Epstein and the Zorro Ranch, which this is the first I've heard of it.
Yes.
So tell me about what you know about that.
Okay, so there's so many bizarre, and everybody loves to parse language because these are all lawyers and people with great legal advice. It goes back to Bill Clinton with his it depends on what your definition of is or was, whatever his really dancing around. So everybody's very happy to say, I was never on the island. I never went to the island. I never went to the island. And as a guy who's been watching this case for a long time, since the Lolita Express is how we would all talk about it, you're like, okay, he had multiple residences, this Jeffrey Epstein. He had the place in Manhattan, which was just another freak show. And then he also had this place called Zorro Ranch. So no one's talking about the Zorro Ranch. And here's the thing that's really, not to go too deep into the weeds about this, but the FBI's had all this material.
Yes.
For years and years and years. Jeffrey Epstein had cameras everywhere. They had hard drives. They have all these emails. They have all of this evidence. And then you've got people from the FBI coming out going, there's no there. And then a couple months later, you get 1 million terabytes of information. That's just the most horrifying stuff you've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's all connected, man. Everything we said about, George Carlin, one of the greatest phrases ever, and it's so true. It's a big club and we ain't in it. We are not in it.
You know what we need? We need someone to go undercover. We need Rambo.
Well, I thought Alex Jones made it into Bohemian Grove and saw them worshiping Moloch.
Have you seen that footage?
Yeah, the Moloch footage.
Super creepy.
Very creepy.
Super creepy.
They claimed they were burning a dummy that was an effigy they were burning. In front of Moloch.
I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here.
You don't want to talk about Baal and Moloch?
No, I
Child
don't.
sacrifice, the
Dude,
Canaanites. You don't want to go down that rabbit hole?
Some of these emails you see.
Oh, I know.
And the way the connections are made. And it's just like, do you guys follow Mike Benz?
No.
Mike Benz on X, what used to be Twitter, is a great follow. He's a great follow. And then there's another, he used to work for the CIA, but he's, he's the reason Epstein does this, has cameras with everything. It was like a Tony Hawk, the skateboarder. He and his wife had they got remarried. They renewed their vows on Epstein Island, and they were horrified to learn that he wouldn't let them leave until he took pictures of them naked. Yeah. And they were really flipped out. They were really flipped out about it, and they went to the FBI. The FBI has known about this stuff since like 2008. And they did nothing. So it's the intelligence gathering communities. It's Mossad. It's our CIA. That's the only way that you can get somebody to look the other way. So it's not that like Jeffrey Epstein was blackmailing people. He just wanted to have all of this evidence to like, hey, you won't double cross me, or I will release X, Y, and Z. And then you find out these people who are just like way into it. It's terrifying.
We don't get to what? Go ahead.
This was like there was again. I keep going back to movies. A movie about this once. It's called Sliver. It was a hotel, and they had cameras planted everywhere, and they always had invited people in, and then they had blackmail material against everybody.
Yeah.
So
one
essentially
of the Baldwins was in that, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
NCIS did an episode like that.
So essentially, this whole island, they invited people to the island. They invited people to do this. They have all these free parties just so they can have dirt.
It's all blackmail.
Yeah.
It's blackmail, but like I need to get to, and they have like the guy who was the prime minister of Israel. Was coming. So I need to be able to get to that guy. So a person in his circle of friends, I know he's a little kinky, I'm going to have him over to the island, show him a good time. Hey, could you get me the email for this guy? So it's like an octopus, man. It's tentacles, and it goes everywhere.
It's pure evil.
Wasn't one of the royal family's princes involved in that?
Andrew.
You're not allowed to call him Prince Andrew. They stripped him of all of his titles.
Who's called
all
Andy
of his
now?
titles.
Andy.
He's left the country. You could probably do a Google search right now of all the people in the European Union who have just like, I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm tapping out.
All tapped out underground.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mike, we've mentioned the LoftusParty.com.
Yeah.
We've mentioned Studio TST. Tell the world tell everyone listening who wants to get more inside the head of Michael Loftus, all the various places where they can take the amusement park ride that is your brain.
It's all. I tried to put it all under one heading. It's all the Loftus Party. Okay. If you want to find a great podcast, the Loftus Party.
Okay.
I want to laugh about politics, maybe learn a little bit. I want to go on YouTube, the Loftus Party. TikTok, the Loftus Party. Facebook, the Loftus Party. 85,000 people strong now.
So it's like Amazon, but it's for, conservative media content. I can buy a back scratcher, or I can buy a sex toy on Amazon.
Here's what I know.
No, wait, you don't have sex toys on Loftus Party, I hope not.
Not yet, but someday I hope.
he has t-shirts, and he has mugs.
I hope to be.
Go.
Here's what I knew a long time ago. And this is reading the tea leaves of what was going on in Hollywood and everything, and some whatever. Faith without action is dead. Anybody can sit around and talk about stuff. Anybody can sit around and complain about stuff. You actually have to do things. Nothing happens by accident. So so step one is I'm just going to make a digital space where people can get together, like-minded people. Mm-hmm. We know how to have a good time. We know when to play. We know how to party. We know how to be responsible. We are the people who made this country, and there's no place for us. So I'm like, okay, so I'll make it. People who, yes, I'm fiscally conservative. I don't care who you have sex with. I genuinely don't. However, chicks are pretty hot. Look at the ass on her. It's that kind of thing. It's rock and roll, and it's not, I'm not going to Bible thump you, but I'm not going to let you sit and talk bad about it either. Right. It's that kind of thing. So that spawned, it turned from the loftusparty.com, and then, okay, we should do a podcast, and there's a YouTube channel. And then because of my writing history and comedy, then we started doing this sketch comedy show, which turned into Studio TST. So it's really been wonderful. And it has been, I'm stubborn, bro. And as Facebook was censoring me and YouTube was censoring me, and with all of the trials and tribulations, I started wearing a Timex watch, bro. They still make them. Timex takes a licking and keeps on ticking. That's my motto.
Like Nancy Pelosi,
right? Yeah,
and you're still touring.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it to limited shows. I don't want to be on the road all the time because I've got the Studio TST to run and all the content.
And you're on Gutfeld regularly, it seems like.
Yes.
Yeah, which is on Fox.
Greg has been fantastic, and that's one of the wonderful things. So the story, I was doing this independent, and Greg I think he had just finished doing Red Eye, and I started doing this independent, like, daily show, but it leans to the right. And it was very funny, news-driven, and everybody and their mother's like, there's an audience for this. There's an audience, and that's what I thought, too. So we syndicated it independently, and everybody, this is before, woke was still just, like, rising. This is the early 2000s. And all of these, like Chicago, we did huge numbers in Chicago, but the station's like, no, we're going to get sued. We're going to get sued. So they wouldn't put it on the air. New York, we found stations, and I'm like, the jokes aren't dirty. It's very clean. It's family friendly. There's nothing mean-spirited about it. We know, we love it, but we're not going to put it on our station. So it was crazy. So then Kelsey Grammer had seen a couple of episodes, and Kelsey Grammer's a nice guy. He's like, we need to do a much bigger version of this. We need to do this with a budget. So we got a great showrunner, and Kelsey and I were both with the same agency, and we started taking meetings around Hollywood. And I've pitched a lot of TV shows, and some go better than others, None of the pitches come close to the show that Kelsey and I were pitching. The executives were dying. Our agents were happy. We were all thrilled. The Netflix people loved it. The Amazon people loved it. CBS loved it. And so our agent was just like, obviously there's going to be a bidding war. Obviously this is like a huge segment of the population, and everybody passed on the show. And that's when I knew this is a religious movement, because we had a guy, and I won't say what studio he's from, but huge. He goes, we love this show. Michael, we love you. Kelsey, we're big fans. This would be a hit. This would be a giant hit. We would make mountains of money, but we can't put it on. Yeah. We're not going to put it on. So I'm like, when it's bigger than money in Hollywood, you're looking at a religious movement.
Yeah. It's sad, really. And there's a gentleman in here.
But I'm sorry, I was so long-winded. But that's what makes me so happy for Greg, because I knew whoever gets there, it's going to be huge. And I was happy enough. I was on the Gutfeld show the very first night that Greg beat everybody in the rating. Everybody.
Oh, yeah, his ratings are astronomical.
It's the biggest. It's the most popular late-night talk show in America by far. And it's just so rewarding, Yeah,
and as conservatives, it's incumbent upon us to support people like what you're doing.
Yes.
Like our friend Robert Cooperman, who is the founder of Stage Right Theatrics over here in Dublin.
Yes.
The only conservative theater group in the country. They have a hard time getting people to come audition for him.
Yes.
Because the conservative thought.
Right.
NBC4 just did an interview with him, explaining his festival that just happened last weekend, and the vitriol and hate he got from the left was just, it almost shut it down.
So here's what happens. You can't go out on a limb if you lean to the right, because there's no money to be made.
Right.
You're like, if I am honest about how I vote and my belief system, I will then starve. So there's so many talented people. Hollywood is loaded with conservatives, but they have to be quiet because they want to be able to pay the rent. And this is the thought process that I had as well many, many years ago. So we need to start an entire studio.
Yeah.
And that's where we started Studio TST. So You're not going to work in Hollywood. Bring your movie over here.
Yeah.
It might not be as much money as they were going to give you, but it's something. You'll be able to pay your bills, and you have to start. And to everybody listening, the stage right theatrics, go online. What's that kid's? Is there a website? People should, even if you're not going to go to the theater to watch a show, which you should, go online, buy a ticket so they can keep going.
And
so
they live
can
stream
keep-
it.
That's
He
wonderful.
does a festival he just had it last week, and then they'll do it again in March. They'll have a play, and then in the fall, and they stream it online. It is stagert.org.
That's great.
It's
That's
wonderful.
great.
So
Yeah, well, I got to get him over on Studio TST.
yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And he's funny too. So
That's wonderful.
yep. So man, this has been awesome, Mike. Thank you so much
I
for
get
joining
fired
us.
up.
We
I
could
get
go for
fired up.
hours with
We
you.
could.
I mean, we
That's
just
what
really
she said.
could. So Josh, great to see you again. I'm glad
Thank
you're
you.
here with us.
Mike, it's good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you. We're shaking hands for all the listeners.
They can't know, but it's been a minute. But I always enjoyed when you would come in the studio when I was on the radio, and so, dude, it felt like we had never left off. It felt
That's
like
the great thing about us. Is we pick up right where we left
we
off.
will
riding a
always
bicycle.
go on. Like Celine Dion's heart, we will always go on.
Like Queen, ride the bicycle, ride the bicycle.
you got that right.
So, Straight Shot Politics, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. Share, like, follow, support.
Poke us, whatever
Yes.
you want to do,
Yep.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Click.
Do they still poke
Love.
people on Facebook?
I don't know,
It
but
might.
you used to be able to poke. I did, you know. But if you can poke us, poke us.
Yeah.
Hocus.
We'd love to hear your
Hocus. That'd be
thoughts.
good.
And thank you for joining us. This has been Straight Shot Politics.